Hi, everybody. I'm Julia. I've met most of you, if not all of you, and I'm really excited to be teaching organization and community practice with you or to you, or we'll do this as a group. You know what I'm trying to say this spring. And I have to warn you, I'm doing this at 4:30 in the afternoon, and I'm going to get yawny just like that. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Oh, but I wanted to get this out to you in case you had time to look at it tonight. So I want to give you a little tour of the course and to explain some things about why things are set up the way they are and that kind of thing. Okay, so let me share my screen. And here we are. I'm also going to hide my little picture so that's not distracting. Okie doke. So this is the student view of the course, and I can tell that it's the student view because it's got this purple border all around it. All right. And the way that this course page works is this is the home page to the class, and then these little buttons will take you to different places you need to go. The numbered ones are different modules. So module 1, module 2, module 3, etc. And you can see they're kind of funky sizes. This button here that says Zoom will take you to the link where we will have class on Zoom, and then hopefully later in the semester, as safety allows, we will meet in person. I'm so excited about that. You can find the course outline here. Okay, and so you can see it right in this space. You can download it, or you can work with it within the window. Thank you for a couple people straightening me out. I had this meeting on Thursdays. It's on Tuesdays, but it's only on certain Tuesdays because on the other Tuesdays, you have your other classes. So on the off Tuesdays where we aren't meeting in real time, then you are doing other work, okay? The reason it said Thursdays on an earlier iteration is because I'm also teaching a section of this on Thursdays, but not to you. So let me walk you through the course a little bit. These essential questions are really important because they help structure the other things you're going to learn. You are going to find out more about signature assignments, but essentially what has happened is that across the curriculum, different classes have different responsibilities for measuring how students are doing in terms of acquiring practice behaviors. Those are the like 1D that correspond with the competencies. So that's 1. So in this case, 1, demonstrate ethical and professional behavior. We are charged in this class for measuring how you use technology ethically and appropriately to facilitate practice outcomes. How are we going to do that? We're using the infographic posting and reflection assignment to do that. And then you can see the same thing is with competency 9 and the evaluation plan. You're going to find this kind of a grid in every course that's required in our program. Here are the things that we anticipate that you should learn by the time this is done. Here are the list of readings. In this case, there's no required text, although some of you may have purchased a home on text, which is great because I think you're going to really like it, and I hope it wasn't very expensive. A little bit late in the game, made the decision to go with the community toolbox, but my heart belongs to home on. Be sure that you've got a decent headset and microphone and a webcam, which I'm sure most of you do by now. Here's where you find all the assignments and their due dates. I'm pretty sure, like 98% sure these are accurate, but in general, what happens here is that your assignments are due Saturdays by 11:59 p.m., as are discussion post initial posts, okay? Why are they on Saturdays? Well, it's because your discussion I want to have wrapped up by Monday night at 11:59 so that you all are using that discussion to prepare for the class we will have on Tuesdays. And I'm keeping assignments due on Saturday so that you don't have as many dates to keep track of. So I've gotten feedback over the years that it's hard, and I get this. You are busy, busy people jamming grad school in on top of everything else you have to do. So students tell me it's easier to keep track of consistent dates. So your assignments are due on Saturdays, your initial posts in discussions are due on Saturdays, and your responses are to those posts and discussions are due on Mondays. And in order to get full points on your discussions, you need to do that initial post and then 2 responses. Each of those responses is worth 1 point. Okay, and I'll drop the lowest one. So those are going to be done individually, although in small groups, so that you get to know some people in more depth, and then I'll swap out those groups. The larger part of this class is the group project, where you are working as a task committee. So you're learning how to do that in a better ways. We're going to teach you some tools that we're going to make committee work a lot better for you. And what you do in the committee is you develop a needs and strengths assessment or capacity. We also call it needs and capacity, that kind of thing. You're doing this to find out what's going on within a community around a certain benefit population or group of folks that you're interested in. So for example, if you're concerned about teenagers and how there seems to be a really high rate of pregnancy in a particular community, unplanned pregnancy, then maybe that's part of your issue, and you're learning more about those teenagers in that community before you propose an intervention. As a group, you're going to do the assessment, this needs and strengths assessment, and we'll have lots of teaching around that. And then you're going to boil all that down into an infographic, not a typical paper. We're going to talk more about that down the road. You will do a presentation to the class about it, but that's really just about getting information out there, not super formal, just a way of checking your thinking and everybody having a chance to workshop your idea. That's before your infographic is due, so you can improve it. I'm going to talk about I'm going to jump around just a smidge, although I think you'll appreciate it. The infographic is then linked to assignment number 6, where it's the posting and reflection of the infographic. So we're going to have you post the completed and perfected infographic on a social media account that you have. And then we want you to monitor and participate in conversation surrounding that infographic. There's more detail on that in the course outline. And then come April 20, before April 24th, that's the deadline, you will provide some screenshots of that posting experience and then also do some reflection on it. And that again is measuring practice behavior 1D. Jumping back to the group project, based on the needs and strengths assessment that you make, you will create an intervention plan. How do we make things better, right? Just turning it in as a group gives you 5 points. You as an individual providing quality feedback on another's intervention plan, and we'll talk about this if you want to do it as a group or if you want to do it as individuals, gives you 10 points if you do a good job. The final presentation, and this is a professional presentation, will be worth 15 points. That's done by your group. And then you write your intervention plan, and that's worth 25 points. And again, that's a group project. There's a midway feedback and group functioning assessment assignment here. Midway feedback is about how the course is working, how you're working as a student, and how other students are working, how I'm working as a teacher, that kind of thing. The group functioning is about how your project group is working and how you would improve it. The evaluation plan and that's an individual assignment. Another individual assignment is the evaluation plan, which you might remember was one of our signature assignments. And that is done individually so that you will have an intervention plan completed as a group. Each of you as individual students will take that intervention plan and develop an evaluation plan for it. Okay, more on that later. More on everything later. Elevator pitch. This is classically one of students' favorite assignments, where you will develop practice doing a no more than 2-minute explanation cell job of a particular issue or a project or program or something like that. Getting it in is worth 1 point. We'll do this by Flipgrid. Providing feedback on 2 pitches, 2 other people's pitches, is worth 3 points apiece for a total of 6. And then your final pitch is worth up to 10 points. Okay. Participation is something I will be gauging by your attendance and how involved or engaged you are with your discussion. Also, you will be rating each other in terms of participation when it comes to that group project, midway feedback, and group functioning piece. Extra credit is available for a couple things that I will point out. Okay. So there's more detail on reading discussions, there's more detail on everything in the course outline, including some rubrics and that kind of thing, right? The grading system and so on. If you're new to the school, and some of you are, and welcome, welcome, you should know that your course outlines are mostly going to look like this. We have a particular template we use in our school, and so you should have something pretty similar, including this course content and schedule of topics piece, which I find super helpful as a professor, and I wish I had these when I was a student, honestly, where we are providing you more detail, also listing all of the reading materials that you're expected to partake in. That said, we know that you're not always going to be able to get all that stuff done. I will be striving being key, to provide you a shorter video than this at the beginning of each week. So our course week will end on Tuesdays when we have a class. So like module 1, for example, technically is going to go from January 13th and it lasted until January 19th because we're putting in a little extra here. And then this one, 120, right, is today, Wednesday, and it's going to run until Tuesday the 26th when we meet. And then you'll start module 3 on January 27th. Okay. So at the beginning, and we're talking like around a Wednesday-ish time frame, I will post a short video that says, so if I were you and I had limited time, here's what I would focus on because this module is about X. Okay. Or here's why I thought it'd be a good idea for you to learn this stuff because it's going to help you with your project or whatever it is. So that's where you're going to find that. So you can see all that stuff here. You can keep track of it, which is helpful. But more helpful is going to be lining these up with what is on icon. And we're going to go there in a sec. Well, we are on there now, but we're going to go back to different modules. Notice though, I want to highlight this because some folks ran into this a little bit last semester. At the back of the course outline are the rubrics, explanations for our signature assignments. So there's going to be a general description of these assignments in the course outline, but always refer to the rubric. Okay, so this provides you with some information, some examples. Here's what you're supposed to do to address these points. Then check out this evaluation plan grading rubric. This is how I'll be grading you. Okay, so be sure to address the rubrics or look them over so you can incorporate those expectations into your work. All right, I'm going to stop doing this, go back to modules just to show you a couple things, and then I promise I will not keep you super long. Okay, so let's look at module 1. On the module pages, you can link to this also from those little squares on the home page, like module 1, you'll pop into this page. This is where you're going to find readings. Okay, this is going to be the same. You're going to have to sign in with your Hawk ID to get the videos. This is where you're going to find your readings. It's going to be a restatement of what you found in the course outline, but then with links. If there's a link that doesn't work for you, let me know. So for example, I see in this module, oops, I think I stuck it up here. Aha. So it looks like I have home on in here twice. All right, so here's home on pages 4 through 79. Pro tip, that is this home on up here, and I put him in watch. So I'll move that to the readings. Sorry about that. But you'll find these things. Also, you're going to find links to assignments. So this discussion, I know, caught people by surprise because it's earlier, right, than a lot of the other work we're doing. But what I'm going to do with this information is I'm going to try to hook you up with other students who are interested in the same kinds of populations or issues that then you can work with in a group project, because I find that it's most valuable when people are passionate about similar issues when they go to do group work. So that's why that discussion is, happening right now until the 22nd, and I will be sharing with you data from that. Okay, I'm gonna stop this now. Oh, I want to show you one more thing. Okay, so in assignments, this is super helpful. You can see, in my opinion, I took a class set up like this in the summer and found it really useful. If I go to assignments, I can see everything. Try not to get overwhelmed. I can see everything that I need to do, right? Don't worry about the undated things. Just worry about the dated things. So that there are links for these. There's the places where you drop them off. For those of you who may not be familiar with Canvas, which is the learning system here, it's going to look like this. You're going to click on a link. Oops, I shouldn't have chosen that one because it's locked until March 1st because I don't want you giving me feedback the first week of class, right? That would be silly. Let me see what I can find. Oh dear. I've got a bunch of stuff locked. Okay, well, let's take a look at the discussion then. So this is how you're going to participate in the discussion. You put your comment in here, and click enter, and it goes on to there. When we get to the assignments, where you're going to do things like upload, there's going to be directions on how to upload in that assignment. So it's not terribly difficult to figure out. And later in the semester, if you're having any trouble, let me know and I'll help you through it. Okay, so I'm going to re-show myself. Here I am. Thank you so much, and I'll stop sharing this. I am really excited, as I said, to teach this class, and I'm looking forward to all the cool group projects you're going to do. And I know that it can be a little overwhelming when you look at the sheer number of things you're going to do in this semester. I get that. But pro tip for you, this will be my favorite phrase today, is pay attention to just checking things off, all right? Especially the small point things, so that should you encounter some difficulties later, you have a nice cushion built up for yourself, all right? Also, I'm also fond of saying, all right. Also, do not feel shy about consulting with me or with your fellow students, especially those who are our 60-hour students who may have had me in a class before. They will fill you in on what you can expect. And I'm planning on us having a great semester together. Happy Inauguration Day, and I'll see you soon.